Good morning. It's 9:18 Eastern Standard Time. It's a little bit later than usual. I had to get some stuff taken care of. If I am not mistaken, this is a Wolf Riot class star. I guess this thing is getting towards its the end of its life cycle. It is massive. 120 solar masses and 9.4 times the radius. It's a big star. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Today we're gonna try and the microphone is very loud again. Today we're gonna try and visit a bunch of different stars. Maybe I should just take that off. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna try and keep my voice at a normal volume. It's a little exciting sometimes. I put up a bunch of bookmarks. I don't remember what they all were, but I will check some of these out. I'm just gonna figure out, I'm not sure. What these all are. I bookmarked this for a reason. I wish I kind of had. Let's check out the bookmarks though. Alright, so this is the... this one is called 6 rings. So my understanding from what I read about this is it is a... well, it's a system with 6 ringed stars. Sorry, I just gotta get all my software up and running here. There we go. So we're gonna go and visit that one, and first thing though we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the bookmark from here so we don't go back. And we'll have a look and see, is this gonna be on the way? That looks a long ways away. I'm not seeing what that is. Alright, well, we are gonna set a course for 6 rings first. You need to figure out if the Eagle is the ship you want to go with, though. Because if you're pumping too much money into that ship, that might be something you can't easily get back. You have to earn it back through, you know, your missions and whatnot. So always make sure you have enough money to buy back the ship you're flying. I have an Imperial Eagle. I use it as a shuttle. I've gone way overboard on the Imperial Eagle. It's a very nice looking ship. I've gone way overboard on that thing, and it overheats immediately, no matter what I do. So I may have to I had to do something, I guess, about the frame shift drive. It overheats. Alright, so we're gonna go it's 24 jumps. It is a bit of a distance, but 6 rings does sound like a really cool spot. So we'll check that out and see how it turns out. Not really too worried about scanning anything at the moment. It's in open, yeah, they can be. There's always somebody who is preying on other people, and community goal spots are places where a lot of people are, so it's good hunting grounds for those guys. So I did see you mentioned you managed to avoid an interdiction. Interdictions by NPCs are fairly easy to avoid. Interdictions by real people is a whole different beast. So don't get too comfortable with that. There are pirates out there, real people playing the part of pirates, and they will interdict you, and they will either kill you or take all your cargo. So that's nice. There are ways of avoiding getting killed in an interdiction. The main trick is to submit to the interdiction, because then your frameshift drive will kind of disengage safely, and will only take a few seconds to recover. And after that, it's just a matter of getting away from the guy attacking you and jump out. And by jump out, I mean jump to a neighbor system, not just going to supercruise. Yeah, the community goals can be a good way of making money, but generally you need either something that can haul a lot of cargo, or you can do a lot of good bounty hunting in. He can't really stop you from jumping. There is the there is the silly mass lock, and there is disrupting the jump. Well, that will slow it down, but if you have a fast ship, you can probably quickly get out of range, so you can jump out. Also, jumping to another system rather than jumping to jumping into supercruise is less susceptible to any kind of interference. So when you get let's just do a little dry run here. I'm just gonna get fuel first. Alright, so kind of part of the trick with the interdiction is just set throttle to 0. And then you'll get a message saying submitting, and then hold on. And then you'll be dropped out. So down in the bottom right hand corner, the FSD cooldown it's already ready to go. So you'll turn around and you'll face your attacker. You'll boost toward him to kind of try and surprise him and get past him on the other side. You'll select another system here to jump to, and then you'll just jump out. If your FSD drive hasn't cooled down by the time you've done one pass, just turn around, do another pass, boost past them, and then jump out. Alright, we're gonna go to a neutron star. And we're gonna do a big jump. I think a lot of people are a little hesitant to mess with Anaconda, but not everyone. So I can't really rely on that people won't people won't necessarily leave me alone because of my ship. All right. We're gonna go straight for another neutron star. Yes. I think most of the pirates figure that most of the Anacondas are reasonably beefed up, and that it does carry some risk trying to take one on. All right. A little bit worried about the cone from this thing. looking kind of weak.
Warning, brake drive operating beyond safety limits.
I don't know. I honestly don't. They say that I guess one of the best money makers is bounty hunting.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
It does carry risk, more risk than others, but you know, with a decent ship and some fighting skills, I guess that the risk is manageable.
Frameshift drive charging.
No, they don't like it very much. The trick is very much to keep your distance. But you have to get close, but not too close. And it's pretty violent when you get into that cone. Alright, I'm gonna scoop more fuel. Well, it shouldn't cause overheating later, but alright, I do have fuel now. Let's get out of here. If you do get too close, you'll stop, and then will get very hot when you try to get out of do a jump out, either to Super Cruise or to a neighboring system. It's like that with every star. It's different, a little bit different with the neutron stars because they are really tiny. So it's a little difficult to judge distances. I am close to the core, the center of the galaxy. So Sagittarius A is the center of the galaxy. It's a supermassive black hole. I'm 1700 light years away. So I'm just trying to pick up a few spots to look at here. Don't remember what that was. That's what it is. It's a red giant. And if I'm not mistaken, it's actually there's two red giants there. No, we're not finding any habited systems. But there are some other people to be found every now and then. There are some oh damn it, I forgot to reset the thing. Let me do that. Come on, there we go. Alright, so we already done a few jumps though, so we kind of missed that, but that's alright. Alright, so neutron stars. The safe distance here is anything above 0.2 light seconds. So if that distance measured drops to 0.19, then you better turn away. Nothing's gonna happen right at 1.9, but when you get into that kind of distance, that's when it starts getting hairy. So that's why I don't want to get into anything that is that close. So we're trying to stay a little bit further away. And then we're gonna fight to stay in there. So we're probably going to zigzag a little bit around here, just to pick up a few sightseeing spots. Yeah, it's like that with everything. If you get too close, you'll drop out, and then that will hurt. And then you might overheat trying to jump away from it. So yeah, don't get too close. Don't get too close to anything. That's why I have what, 96% now, I guess, on the hull. Yeah, because I crashed into a couple of suns. And he doesn't like that. Alright, so I don't really know. It is the same thing there too. It's it has an atmosphere, so you can't really you know, approach it. And I don't think there is a it's not as easy as saying you can be so many light seconds away. There is, if you have the circles on, you'll get something like that around every planet. So let's go and have a look at this one. Just give me a second. Alright, so you'll have... I overshot this one. Now let's just get in orbit here and we can have a look at the map. So there are essentially two types of planets here. It's these planets, and then there's the planets with a ring on it, the blue ring. Now the ones with the ring are planets you can land on, the ones without the blue ring you can't. So on this one, you can get all the way in and you can land on it if you have horizons. So for these guys, it will, when you get close, it should show you like a yellow line around it. And that is kind of the barrier. I think there should be a yellow line. It should show you the... And that's kind of the border you can't cross. No? Oh, I'm not seeing it. Ah, there it is. Alright, so that's the kind of the warning line. You can't get past that. On landable planets, you'll have a blue line, and the blue line indicates when you're getting into the inside the orbital area, so you switch into orbit, what they call orbital cruise.
Frameshift drive charging.
So yeah, whether it's an ice rock or a metal rock or a gas giant or an earth-like, it doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is that little blue half circle around it. Not a huge fan of landing on planets. It is kind of cool, but it feels like it's kind of slow.
Fuel scooping complete.
How are we doing here on our trip? Okay.
Frameshift drive charging.
We'll turn on the red dwarfs for this trip because we are going to one at the end of this. Although it is a... Yeah, that might be true. I usually don't play in open, so I don't really have an issue with, you know, people messing with me. I am in open now, but there, you know, there's no people out here. I didn't even check, you know, that's not how it works. The only one here is Harry Bastard. I haven't actually seen anybody since the 11th, which was Saturday.
Frameshift drive charging.
So some of these may have visitor beacons, others may not. So I think we're kind of traveling down through the galactic plane. Oh, you may have activated silent running. Silent running will turn off your shields. If you also at the same time turned off flight assist, then your ship will behave very differently. Not sure why your thrusters would shut off, but oh, okay. Let's have a look at what that could be. I'm just gonna refuel here. Alright, so your power plant produces a finite or a maximum output. That's at the bottom here. It says output, 100%. That's how much you can potentially be using. When you deploy your weapons, it powers on your whatever your weapons you have, and if the usage then exceeds 100%, it will shut off systems based on their priority. So in the priority line here, you'll see that I have some set at 2 and 3 and 4, and others are set at 1. So if they're all set at 1 and you run out of juice because you deployed your weapons, then it will just shut off whatever it feels like. Yeah. So what you gotta do, the first thing you gotta turn or change is the cargo hatch. You would set that to a high value, so that will be the first thing it'll shut off. If you have the docking computer, you can set that to a high value too, because you won't be docking if you have your weapons deployed. Also, planetary vehicle hangar. Well, you probably don't have that in Eagle. On your Eagle, the fuel scoop you can probably also set to a higher value, because if you are deploying weapons, you won't be scooping fuel. And what else? There isn't really a whole lot you can do. But the fuel scoop and the cargo hatch should bring your power usage down to under 100%, hopefully, and that will take care of it. You can also do the frameshift drive, because you can't use that anyways with the weapons deployed. The problem is that it may take a few seconds to boot up once you retract your weapons. Your power distributor also uses power, but it doesn't give you any more juice. So you need to have your power plant needs to either provide you 100% of what you need when your ship has everything deployed, or you need to set up the priority so that when you do deploy weapons, stuff will shut off automatically that you won't need when you're using your weapons. Because it sounds now that if you deployed your weapons and it shut down your shield generator and your thrusters, then you know that's why you crashed. So yeah, on the modules, thrusters, I don't know why it was set at 2. Thrusters should always be at 1. Shield radar should always be at 1 because you need that when you have your weapons deployed. All your weapons, of course, should also be on 1. So that way it will shut down stuff that are less important to you while you have your weapons deployed. Or you can get a bigger power plant. Yeah, you don't want it to power down the weapons when you deploy them. So weapons needs to be on high. Sensors also, you want to be able to see the ships you're shooting at. Can't really show you much on this because I don't have any weapons on it, so I didn't even bring a mining laser. Lots of cool stuff here. Oh geez, look at that. Alright, so this is actually the system that we were going for. I'm a little bit underwhelmed. I'm a little bit underwhelmed. While there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 small Tory type stars with rings here, doesn't really make for a very spectacular view though. Well, I need a big fuel scoop because the Anaconda is very, very thirsty. I did not check and see if there was a... No. Alright. So this was the closest one, right? Yeah. So there are 6 Class T Tauri stars orbiting the main star here. And all 6 of them have rings. So that's why this system is called 6 rings. Yeah, a little underwhelmed. But bigger stars don't have rings, so I guess I should have expected that. So, well, I guess it could be a possibility. You don't really see any bigger stars with rings because they're too hot. They'll just burn them up. Change camera. There we go. Change camera. Just want to make sure we're safe. Change camera. Take a picture.
Picture taken.
Change camera. All right. All right. That was a little bit underwhelming. We do have this other thing down here. Let me just look that up real quick. What's the name of this thing? PHROI. PRI. AAAA. D5672. Damn it. Again, PHROI. Not found. 5672. Oh, it's not double AA, it's CA. D5672. Alright, that changes everything. 5672. Yes. No, okay, that is exactly what I thought it was going to be. So I did search around a little bit to see if I could find some interesting spots in the universe here. And I thought 6 rings were going to be a little bit more awesome. But it basically is It's just 6 Tauri stars orbiting this Class B. I was kind of hoping there would be more of these guys sort of orbiting each other. There are some Thargoid bases, or at least remnants, and they're not on my system map. But that's way down. Where is it? That's way down in this area. In the I'm not close enough. And there's some sections out here that's closed off. We can't go there. So we don't know if that's where the we don't know if that's where Thargoid space is supposed to be. All right. So Freud PRI CA-A D5762 is called the Betelgeusian Brothers. My understanding is it's going to be a red supergiant with potentially a brother. So that could be 2. Supergiants. Oh, hey, there we go. Celestial bodies. Well, that is sort of how it's working. There are of the minor factions. There are some of them are actual player factions. And as a member of such a faction, you're basically you're working with the faction in order to gain influence in systems. So, for instance, I'm a member of Pixel Bandits, which is a group of grown-ups that enjoy video games. And the space arm of the Pixel Bandits have their own faction on here. And we are homed in the Nito system. All right. So if we take a look at the NITO system, you can see here is Icing Vision, Faction, Pixel Bandit Security Force, that's us. We have, well, this is our system basically. There's another faction that has this little hub out there, but it doesn't really matter much. And as a member here, we're working to gain influence in neighboring systems. Now I went back to where I am, not where I was. So we are expanding the systems. We are expanding our influence in neighboring systems to become bigger. I don't really know how they did that. I guess they sort of have to be a... it has to be a group of players. And then they have to petition FDev to become a player faction. And then if they are approved, my understanding is they'll be assigned, whether it's just a random assignment decided by FDev, or if they have any kind of influence over that at all. But they'll get assigned a minor faction here with proper names and everything, and station in some system. And then they're just gonna have to work hard to gain influence, expand that influence, and gain control over more systems. And then you also have oh, I don't know. We have there's a few hundred members of the Pixel Bandits. How many are playing Elite Dangerous? I don't know. But I mean, it's a lot of work. Not necessarily for me. I mean, I do chip in and do stuff, but we actually have people that are working hard, trying to figure out, keep track of what our influence are in various systems, what we need to do to improve the influence, and basically working the whole background engine stuff, so that our influence expands to where we want it to expand and not where we don't want it to. So oh, hello. Yeah, I believe so, that either the federal or the imperial security would still apply. That's you know, that's major faction stuff. That would still apply. We as a faction don't really have anything to do with the security stuff. Although part of what we do and have to do in order to maintain our influence is bounty hunting in the extraction zones, and like right now we're at war in Kahinda, in the Kahinda system. So we gotta be there and fight in the war. Which is kind of funny because the opponent's ships all show up as Federal Navy. So I did a little bit of that yesterday. Was in a conflict zone yesterday with my PS4 account. Which was kind of cool. Killed off like 4 or 5 corvettes. It's all NPCs, so I'm not gonna be bragging too much about it. But I did kill off some corvettes. There were like 101. Oh shit. 101,000 credits bounty on those. I have a battle conduct on the PS4. This guy looks a little violent. Hey, it's another neutron star nobody's discovered before. Here we go.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
Alright. Supercharge. It's time for a 207 light year jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, my battle conda has three beam lasers and 3 or 4 multi-cannons. Everything is engineered. I did get my ass kicked once, so that was unfortunate, but still managed to turn in a couple of million credits worth of combat bonds. We're still a little bit away from this guy. Yeah, things are a little bit different in a conflict zone though, and also NPCs aren't really they're not really awesome at combat, but in conflict zones it's a little bit different because it's there's a lot of ships, so it's easy to get swamped, and so one has to be careful. So the thing with the conflict zone is that there's you know, it's about a dozen ships each on each side, probably, and there's more than that, but like within your view. So if the corvette has already taken a few hits to the shield, it will be easier when you come in and hit it. Plus, like I said, my everything is engineered on the battle conda. I can have my beam lasers go continuously. Just hold down the fire button and just as long as that thing is within, you know, as long as that thing is in front of my ship, it will burn. So the shields on whatever I'm hitting is taking a big hit from that. Battle conda, yeah, that's Anaconda. That's fitted for combat. Like, this is not a battle conda. This is an explorer conda. Explorer Anaconda. There's nothing on here for combat at all. I have a small, tiny little shield generator that is just there to prevent scratches in my paint when I land on a planet. That's it. There's no weapons. There's no hull upgrades. There's nothing like that. On the battle conda, there's weapons for everything. It has fully upgraded hull. Don't remember exactly which one, but it's a 150 million credit upgrade for the hull. It has enough. It's a big enough power plant to juice a whole country. And shields and shield boosters. To try and keep harm from coming to the hull. It has a big fighter bay with 16 fighters. You can only use one at a time, but I have 2 different fighter craft in there, so I can switch between them. I kind of have to because the fighter pilot kind of sucks. At least at the lower ranks. And losing my ship also meant I lost my fighter pilot, so I had to train a new one. But if the war is still on in Carinda tomorrow, we're probably going to get into a little bit of combat. But now I just want to get to the Betelgeusian brothers. So I'm guessing the brothers reference is in reference to the 2 planets and not the star. Oh, Jeebs. This is a violent one. I gotta pay attention to where I jump, because this is this is scary stuff. Alright, so there's only this one and this one. Oh wait, there's another one behind me. We'll scan all three. Just get a couple of credits out of this thing. Oh, that one is a little bit too far away. Alright, let's dive into the let's dive into the hell that is a neutron star here. Check that out. That is the scans you can sell at the stations, at the Universal Cartography.
Operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
Alright, come on, let's get out of here. Wow. Alright, then we're gonna scan this last star. You can take a look at this and... Alright, so this one is also undiscovered. It's a class M, so we can fly over there. We're gonna fly over there and get a scan. Yeah, some of the neutron stars are more violent than the others. We'll get the scan. We'll refuel and we'll jump out. Hey, there you are. How's the markets in England? So the thing here is, that's a galaxy map. Come on, man. The thing here is that these are not discovered by anyone yet. But now they're discovered by me, so I get my name on there. I'm gonna get my name on there. It is another neutron star carrying the name Bertoph Cooper. Or it will be once I turn in the data. We're on the way to... Yeah, just like my neutron star here. Volatile. Let's see. We're on our way to a system named the Betelgeusian Brothers, which is 2 planets orbiting a red giant. And I know red giants are your favorite, so we'll have a look at that. And let's see, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I spent a little bit of time trying to figure out the 3D star map in ED Discovery. It is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it is not a window that I can capture in OBS and put on screen, which is really weird. But I like the way I have it set up right now. It basically draws a red line between the planets that the system that I jump to, and it's like little white dots indicating the various systems. It does show some sites of interest. The problem is it uses names that doesn't exist in Elite Dangerous. So I sort of had to figure out a way of finding these systems. And that's not always easy. But that is how I found that is how I found the 6 rings, which was underwhelming. And that's how I found the Betelgeusian brothers. Which we will find shortly.
Cannot comply.
What? What happened there? Yeah, I think it is because alright, something's gone wrong with the mapping here. Clearly, I don't want to do that in one jump. Alright. Why are you doing this? There seems to be a bug with the mapping thing. Alright, we're gonna jump 200 light years to a new neutron star. Yeah, I should have read up a little bit more on the Betelgeusian brothers before I decided to go here. I was hoping it was gonna be 2 stars, but it's I guess it's in reference to the 2 planets, not the 2 stars. So we've gotten a little bit better with the neutron star stuff. Although I am gonna have to look at the repairing my frameshift drive soon.
Drive operating beyond safety limits.
No, just because we got better doesn't mean we actually managed to stay in the cone. Just means we're able to not crash into the thing every time. So according to the map, we're zigging and sagging considerably here. Which is okay. Alright, I'm kind of hoping it's going to be a second star here. So I can scoop some fuel. I don't like jumping another 200 light years without refueling at this point. And done. No. And no, there's nothing here. Now, granted, I can jump right next door and probably pick some up. That is a full 206.
Cannot comply.
All right. 25, 24. All right, there we go.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Didn't get enough.
Frameshift drive supercharged. Frameshift drive charging.
All right, now that's a class G, so that will be all right. And then after this, we're gonna go to Sagittarius A, which is a supermassive black hole. There's probably going to be other ships there. I do not like my fuel tank to get this empty. This is way outside my comfort zone. If this had not been a class, if this had been another neutron star, I would not have done that jump. Alright, it's getting a little hot. I think we're good. Oh, that's another neutron star. What do you know? Well, you never know. There are other people on the expedition though. So I don't know. If I run out of fuel, We can always have one of the other guys come and refuel me. But this is close to the core. This is close to the core, so there's star density is very high. It should be very difficult to not find something to jump to. Alright, so this star is 1 light year away, and that's a G class. And then this one is 3 light years away. I use like almost 0 fuel going 1, 2, 3, 4 light years. So yeah, I could definitely have just gone to a neighbor system to get some fuel. Yeah, I bet. No, I don't think anyone will really want to do that. And I think that is why many of us did bring the fuel transfer limpets, so that if one of us gets stuck, the other ones can come to rescue. Because, you know, we're sort of going that way anyways. And that's what happened on Saturday. I guess some guy had an accident. 5672. That's our destination star. Yes, it is. Red Giant. On Saturday, some guy had a bit of an accident. I think he made some poor choices when landing on a planet. And he ended up getting his hull down to 75%, which isn't bad, except, you know, we're 20,000 light years away from any repair facility. So I volunteered to, you know, head up there and see if I could help him out. He was on like only 2,000 light years ahead of me, something like that. So it wasn't really huge. All right, this is a red supergiant. And I still don't understand why now there's more bodies here. This... That is weird. According to EDSM, there's only 3 bodies in here. This one and these 2. The rest of them aren't recorded in EDSM. But this one is considerably smaller than the Wolf Rayet star we looked at earlier, which was twice as big. That was 40, almost twice as big. That one was 40. 41 solar radiuses. No, it should have shown up if there was one. there any way to get visitor beacons? Well, they're usually orbiting the sun, then it should have shown up. I seem to have lost my planet. Here we go. So I wonder, yeah, I don't really, oh, I understand that not all bodies would be submitted to EDSM because not everybody is hooked up to report to EDSM. But I wonder why this is called the Betelgeusian Brothers if there's only one star and there's more than 2 planets. So is there another? No. Is there another super? What's an S? Yeah. Let's visit that one because we were gonna look for carbon stars anyways, and now we happen upon one. Just by chance. Well, there are ways of finding them. The question is, has somebody discovered it already? And since somebody has been here at the supergiant, I figured they would have run right next door to pick up the carbon star. So I'm not really expecting that one to be a new discovery. Yeah, I think I have mapped out a few carbon stars in the area. So we'll look at some on the way from Sagittarius A towards Beagle Point. I guess so far both of the sites that we were supposed to hit today has been kind of underwhelming. Although a red supergiant is nice and all. I kind of had a little bit higher hopes for this being more of a spectacular sight, considering the name. But I guess it is what it is. I'm gonna pick up all of these. Because although nobody else have reported them to EDSM, I will. And so EDSM will be updated. So we're just gonna take a moment here to catch up with all the planets here in this system. I almost think we've found more fireworks randomly rather than going by other things. So I haven't checked what I scanned so far. We got this one, that one, this one, that one. So we're getting. Alright, I only got the two outermost planets left. I bet you the other one is going to be really, really far away. Could have checked that here as well, though. And it's getting further away. That's great. So I don't think I've actually ever seen a carbon star before. So that will certainly be new. Just gonna get these last two planets in here, make sure EDSM is up to date with what's in here and what's not. Yeah, there should be some here. We just have to look for them. This is a water world. So now the question is, if I reload this page, Yeah, look at that. So EDSM is already updated. If you look up this system now on EDSM, all the planets that I scanned showed up. So now it shows as having all all of the planets. Yeah, and it has my name on it. So even though somebody discovered them before me, that didn't get recorded in EDSM. So all but 2 bodies in EDSM in this system now has my name on it. So that was instant. Sweet. And it looks like people are making some serious headway towards Beagle Point as well. I think 2 people already made it, and it's only been a week. I mean, this is day 8. And there we go. 1 water world. So now we're gonna jump to that carbon star. And at the same time, we are going to put everything back. Yeah, that might be what he did. Because it looks like there's a straight line going back to the bubble. So I think John Savarius probably self-destructed out there and went back. Alright, this will be a carbon star. I have no idea what to expect. This will be a first for me. I'm gonna hit the brakes just because I don't know what we're expecting. I'm getting a little space crazy out here. It's a little lonely. Oh, holy! That is not what I expected. Alright, it's an S star. Let's see what that is. S-class stars are late sequence stars that were once M-class stars and have begun the cycle towards becoming a carbon star, a star nearing the end of its stellar life. Alright, so this isn't really a carbon star yet. Although it was kind of kind of almost what we were looking for. All right. I don't think I can scoop this. No, I cannot. Alright, so are we gonna remove the bookmark? No. We're gonna remove that bookmark. And we're gonna remove that bookmark. That's a white dwarf. Hello. Red dwarf. Alright, that's the one we were just at. Lots of white dwarfs around here. We're gonna go scoop some first. Yeah, it's discovered. Cola 2. Considering the fact that the red giant right next to it was discovered, I would have expected them to look around for interesting stars right next to it. And I know I should do that too, but I'm not in a hurry to get to Beagle Point, but I may be in a little bit more hurry now than I was earlier. Okay. And we're not really interested in this system. What I am interested in is, where did it go? Let's get rid of all the blue except the white dwarfs. So there's a dab. I don't know what that means. Let's go find out. So there's different classifications of white dwarfs. So we'll check and see if this is yeah, but I had it kind of planned out with doing so many, and I'm way ahead of schedule, so I'm not really worried about that. It's just that my schedule might be changing. My schedule might be changing going forward, so I may not have wow, that's bright, man. I may not have the same amount of time available for this. So this one was discovered. Alright, I'm gonna put these back on. Take those off. And then we're gonna set no. don't know why it's doing that. Oh, it's only 1700 light years. Not that bad. We do have to supercharge, I guess. White dwarfs are definitely more spectacular than neutron stars. They are also bigger. And did not really expect that at that distance. But there you have it. I should have checked on the distance to the thing. Yeah, I didn't see the orbit line. That's why this went sideways. All right. So star is selected. Escape vector is right there. Heatsink. Not sure why the heatsink is not. There we go. All right. So now we've sorted that out. We're gonna reduce speed. And we're gonna find that cone. Where's the cone? Alright, there it is. I don't know if the cone on this thing actually extends. Beyond. Beyond the drop zone. I'm not sure I can do this. Alright, are we gonna not do this?
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Oh, really? Did I get a boost of any kind? No. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna just do a normal we're gonna do a normal jump, and then we'll recalculate from there.
Frameshift drive charging. complete.
Yeah, it seems like the white dwarfs might be a little bit more difficult to scoop than the others. 94%. I'm not worried about 94%. Frame shift drive 86. Can do a few more jumps. But I had to take just like a minute break. I'll be right back. Alright, let's check and see. 25 jumps to Sagittarius A. We can do that today, I think. Unless something comes up. So neutron stars we've sort of figured out. So they're not so scary anymore. I like the one with no names on them. That other star is very close by, so what we can do is we can get in the cone here and get ready to jump, and then we can refuel. Keeping an eye on the distance. 23, 22. Okay, that's a little close. Oh, that's too close. This doesn't have a giant cone. So still not problem with staying in there for long enough. Alright, so there's the supercharge. I'm gonna go over here and scoop, and then we'll jump out. Yeah, I guess if you have no speed in there, then it's gonna be difficult to toss you out. Alright, we'll check that out. Alright, we'll try that. Is there any reason why I'm not getting Here it is, and there's the fuel.
Fuel scooping complete.
Alright, I will give that a try.
Frameshift drive charging.
There's another neutron star. Alright. This one seems to have really big cones. Which sounds kind of dirty, but that's okay. So we're going to keep our distance to the core of the star. Gonna get in here. And that is not how we stop. This is how we stop. Okay. Well, that kind of worked. We're probably going a little too fast into it, so it took too long to lose all the speed.
Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging.
I'm gonna have a look at the 2D map as well. Okay. And I'll see if I can get the 2D map to be displayed here.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
All right.
Drive charging.
We are on our way to the center of the galaxy.
Fuel scooping.
Gonna try to not mess around too much so we can see if we can do the
Fuel scooping complete.
last few jumps up to Sagittarius A before noon time Eastern Standard Time, so that is 20 jumps in 35 minutes. No, that was my PS4 account. My PC commander has not been at Sagittarius A.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Alright, so there's nothing I can do about that one. Alright. That may not have been the best thing to do.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now, I know I said I wasn't going to dilly-dally too much around, but I'm trying to get this 2D map to work. So I'll try and get that working next time.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna have to view the replay for the Wolf Riot, which is pretty easy because that's the first star. We started at the Wolf Riot, I think. It basically looks like a giant A or B class. It's really blue-purple. And it's huge. There will be more of them coming along after Sagittarius A. Not sure what that was. We stopped there, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Yeah, that was the 6 rings. Okay. So we're gonna go I know it seems a little weird, but we may not do that one. We're gonna go here and then we'll pick up some of these guys over here. That's a carbon star. That's top of the galaxy. I did bookmark a bunch here. Carbon star, carbon star. Wolf Raid and Herbig. Wolf raid, wolf raid, wolf raid. So we'll find these once once we get past Sagittarius A.
Frameshift drive charging.
Some may have been discovered already, others not. We'll try and work it out.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I don't know how many neutron stars or not we're gonna run into here on the way. We're only 13 jumps away, so not sure what the distance is currently. $750. So there may not actually be any neutron stars then, because we're jumping 500 in 10. Actually, there's gonna have to be one there, at least one, because 10 jumps is about 500 light years. And I need another 200 light years on the last 3 jumps, and that's a little rough. So yeah, and we're expecting 1 neutron star. Probably gonna be this one. And there's no reason it would give me a 30 light year jump unless it was for any special reason. And it's not. Okay. That is kind of peculiar. Yeah, I think it just needed to get You know, there was 30 light years there and 46 on this one, so that's 70. So 76. So this is the neutron star now. So I don't know. Sometimes I guess it just does a funny thing trying to even it out. I guess the shortest way to travel the 76 light years to this neutron star was the route that it took. Right. We are getting so close to the getting so close to Sagittarius A that I expect most neutron stars around here to be already discovered. Alright, I'm gonna put the star under us. Yeah, it doesn't always make sense.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
It doesn't always make... I've seen that too, that, you know, you go through the thing and get a boost, but then it only does half the distance, and it isn't even for another neutron star.
Frameshift drive charging.
But I don't know, maybe that was the easiest way of getting you to another neutron star that was a little bit up the road. I don't know. But then why didn't it jump directly to the neutron star? Like, I think it also actually takes into consideration your fuel. So maybe for fuel reasons it didn't want to do the full run. It needed to stop you in at a G class or something. The routing here seems to be a little bit stricter on following a straight line between your start and finish. So I think the deviation it will allow for hitting neutron stars. The deviation it will allow here for hitting neutron stars appears to be a lot smaller than what normally is used when using the neutron star highway website thing. Although you can tighten it up there, the standard deviation, or the default deviation, is huge. Which I think also explains why I don't particularly like it, because I seem to be doing a lot of jumps and not getting a lot of advantage out of it. Simply because you're jumping so far out of the way. I'm not really worried about not getting full tank as long as you're jumping to another scoopable star. Well, I may have run the neutron star highway with too much allowance for deviation of the route, because I've always found that it takes me way out of my way just to find a neutron star, and then you're just zigzagging a lot more, and you seem to be making, while you're making fewer jumps and you're getting more mileage, it doesn't seem like all the mileage goes towards your goal. So it doesn't really... there seems to be a lot of lost mileage just zigzagging for hitting neutron stars. So it seems like all the gain is just wasted on zigzagging. I think I did measure it once, like the how many jumps it would be to go from A to B. Just go regular with the non-boosted routing from within the program, and then the neutron star highway, and the gain was like 10 jumps. And I know that's not really fair, because, you know, that was really only like 1,000 light years. So there wasn't a lot of gain to be made that way. But I don't mind using the neutron stars as they show up here, because I mean, my average jump range is it has been very high, and it hasn't been that great today, but on previous days my jump range, my average has been over 100, and considering my regular jump range is 50, is it 10 or 20? I thought it was only 10,000 light years. This one is 11,000 away. Almost 12. Yeah, it's got to be 20. Yeah, it's 20. Cool. I thought it was 10. I don't know why. Doesn't really matter. We're not gonna go... Not gonna set goal or targets that far away anyways. Most of the time. Alright, we're almost there. We're almost there. I do enjoy those 200 and or the 200 plus jumps though. That really does put a huge dent in distances. And when looking at the 2D map and the 3D map from ED Discovery, you can see how straight the travel is. There's all the zigzag that's showing on like excuse me, all the zigzagging that's showing on the map is basically me just changing directions because, you know, I wanted to go see something else. It isn't because I'm chasing down a neutron star that's way out there. I thought it was 3 jumps like a jump ago.
Frameshift drive charging.
So I'll see afterwards if I can get the 2D map at least up on the stream alongside here. Because it just shows, you know, the very straight lines we're taking, going places. So today there hasn't really been a lot of we haven't looked at a lot of planets and stuff. I just want to get to Sagittarius A. And we already honked here, so we're gonna jump on. Alright, Sagittarius A coming up. Next jump is for the center. The black hole, so we are gonna put our brakes on immediately. So the last jump is 16.5 light years. I don't know why they do it that way. Why they not trying to space it out? Alright, so... Sorry, I got stuff happening on my phone that I kind of need to keep an eye on. Alright, here is Sagittarius A. And we are gonna put the brakes on. Last black hole I forgot, so we slammed right into a Great Annihilator. Okay, that is literally one big giant hole. I did forget to do this thing. Yeah, just had to figure out a way of getting there without getting eaten. There is a line around it, so that gives us hope. Change camera. Take a picture.
Picture taken.
Take a picture.
Picture taken.
Change camera. I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on it. I do have heat sinks, so we can always cool off. Temperature seems alright for now. And I'm gonna put the bite counter back on. I don't think there's gonna be other people here, but there certainly could be other ships. It is not uncommon that there would be other ships here. Look at that. So we got Beluga. Data storage full. Can you believe that? Data. I don't really see anything I can get. There's nothing I have a massive amount of that I can dump. Red Planet Taxi Service. Alright, so this is pretty cool stuff. I wonder, can we see it from here? Yeah, there it is. Alright, change camera. Take a picture.
Picture taken.
Alright. Change camera. Oh, I love that one. That's a great voice command. Really?
Scan detected.
Yeah, not really sure what you expected out here, buddy. But I think it is noon. It is kind of when I was thinking of ending this. So I think this might be a good spot to end. I should be okay here. So tomorrow we'll do PlayStation 4. If there's still a war going on in Carinda, we'll be doing that. If not, we'll find some Hazres somewhere in Pixel Bandit space and hunt some bounties. I need to train up my fighter pilots and also work on my own ranking. But that will be for tomorrow. For today, it's game over. Hope to see you later. All right, thank you.